Alright, hello everybody. I think we're live now. My name is PeteDorr, and I'm going to be doing a Snowboard Kids run for you on the N64. There's some special conditions for this run that I'm going to get into once I start, so let's get ready on the timer. I'll let you know when we're good to go. As soon as I select my board. So this is the New Game Plus category, which means that I have access to the Star board, or the Special board, which gives me some really good stats to kind of offset my character choice, which is going to be, I just want to make sure and confirm, for the incentive, is the character still Tommy, or did someone snipe it?
The character is still Tommy, yes.
Okay, thank you. Thank you to Jaws for donating for that one, because he's the best character for speedruns of this. Alright, so I'm going to do the countdown for the timer in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, so for those of you that may remember Snowboard Kids, I'm sure you've probably rented this when you were younger. You're probably well aware of how brutal the RNG, the AI, the rubber banding is. So the funny thing is, I never used to submit this to marathons because this is a very unsafe marathon run. And the reason is because the AI is just so brutal. So when I submitted this to ESA Together, I gave them a condition. I said, look, this is a very unsafe marathon run. I'll do this run under one condition. And that's, if I lose a race, and with plays like that, I'm definitely going to lose races. If I lose a race, I'm just going to have to continue the run, because for those of you that played this game, and you've played the later courses, you know how ridiculous this game can get. So, luckily I have a stress-free kind of run for ESA here, where if I do lose a race... Oh, and here, we're off to a great start. You're going to notice with Snowboard Kids, I'm going to be getting hit by a lot of things. And this is mainly due to the later courses, where you can have the run of your life, you can be on world record pace, you can be the best player in the world for this game. But the AI and rubber banding will just say, you know what? We're not going to let you finish your run today. We're gonna hit you with everything we've got. We're gonna rubber band until those rubber bands are snapping. So, if I lose any race in this run, I'm gonna continue to the next race regardless. Which for the RTA timing on Speedrun.com, that is currently not allowed. We're supposed to finish first in every race, but that makes this game very reset heavy and very aggravating. So anyway, now that I've got that intro out of the way in terms of how this category is gonna work, we can kind of explain a little bit... Oh, didn't notice that rock there. We can kind of explain a bit more about the tech in this game, kind of what I'm trying to do here. And this is something that people that maybe played this game casually when you were younger, maybe you didn't notice, but the main thing that you're seeing me do here is I'm crouching. There's sort of a hidden timer. If you crouch for approximately 3 seconds, and then let go of the crouch button, and I cannot turn while I'm crouched, so as I'm crouched, I'm always continually going straight. So once I choose to lock myself into a specific position, I am locked into it. So here, right, I crouch. In my head, I count until about 3, or until where I want to be jumping, and when I let go, you'll hear Tommy kind of do a little audible kind of sound. And that tells me that I hit the correct timing for the boost jump. And I know it may look minimal, but it does add up to quite a bit of time save, and it's very apparent in things like time trial. We're doing tons of these boosted jumps throughout the run. It saves a ton of time. And it's the one thing that can kind of... I'm going to actually go out of my way to get that. So I can set this up and hit slash here. If you drop a rock right before the lift, slash will always hit it. So it kind of gives me a nice lead going into the 5th lap here. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of things I'm explaining about this. We got plenty of time to do it. And you'll notice that Snowboard Kids is set up in such a way that is a little unconventional from most racing games, where there's a lift system. It's not conventional laps, where, you know, you're just going in circles or whatnot, or say just getting to the bottom of the hill. This game has a lift system where when we get to the bottom, it brings you back up to complete another lap. And let me just make sure that I'm focusing here so that I don't lose the slash at the last moment. Lock myself in. Okay, I had the wrong angle there, so... Tried to correct it, but couldn't. But we're still good. Slash was far enough behind. So yeah, when we get to the lift, it's kind of a battle with the AI to try and get into the lift before they do, and there can be some crazy moments in this game in terms of fighting for that position to make sure you get in the lift on time. So for New Game Plus, we do have all the tracks unlocked already, obviously, and we just go through them one by one. Hopefully, I can do this without losing a race to keep it RTA viable, but we all know Snowboard kids, that's not always possible. I will do my best to also read chat. I do apologize. I do have to stay pretty focused in this game because I need to keep an eye constantly on what the AI is doing in this. I need to make sure that I'm not getting hit by pans or avoiding what they're shooting at me. Hitting me with Ghost. So the Ghost ability, anytime the AI uses it, it's always going to hit me if I'm in first. And I got double ghosted. Welcome to Snowboard Kids speedruns. So they can stack Ghosts, which slow me down. And if they put 2 Ghosts on me at the same time, you go like a snail. And yeah, you can imagine having that done to you on the final lap at the end of a course. Right before... Ooh, nice dodge there. See, that's why I gotta pay attention. So you can jump over power-ups in this game. There is no deflection. Some of you might be remembering Snowboard Kids 2, where you can deflect weapons. There is no deflection in this game. The only thing that you can do is just jump and hope to avoid it. Also, music. I should have mentioned this earlier. Best song in the game, by the way. Okay, we avoided that. I had to take a little bit of a different line there to make sure I avoided that. Which, unfortunately, means that I didn't get the jump boost over the ramp here. There's a lot of optimal lines, a lot of optimal paths through here. So, as I'm falling, you're going to see me adjusting my angle as well. Like there, I did not have the correct angle to slide off that wall. The main tech in this is, as I'm jumping, I want to be adjusting my angle mid-air, so that way I can kind of coast off of walls in this game. And you're going to see that put to use in quite a few levels. Because once I land, whatever angle I have upon landing is where my board is going to start moving. And they are really all about hitting me with ghosts and pans right now. So pans act as... whoever uses the pan hits everybody on the course and flattens them. The only way that you can avoid it is if you get an Invisiboard, which is from a blue power-up. And one thing you want to pay attention to as well is in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen, there's a money system. Okay, let's get in this lift. There's a money system, so anytime that I run into a item power-up, it's going to take away 100 coins. And I should be tricking more to get some more coins, but I'm kind of playing it nice and safe here. The thing with tricking in this game is it prevents me from adjusting my angle mid-jump. So once I commit to a trick, I'm locked into that position. And I can't do any adjustments to avoid bonking a wall. So you see me adjust here mid-air, and then as soon as I land, I lock into crouching again. That's the main thing to save time in this game, is jumping, getting the right angle, adjusting mid-air, landing, immediately going into crouch again, and getting the timing right. So always in my head, I'm always sort of counting to 3. I think it's about 2.8 seconds to let go of the jump button and get the jump boost. So let's pick up a blue power-up here. The thing about being in first place is this game will tend to always give you rocks in first place, which don't really do too much. So the placement that you have determines what weapon that you usually get. Okay, pan. So obviously having an invisible board will avoid that. Okay, fan. I'm going to hold this fan. Because this is the final lap. Different courses have different lap times depending on... Let me just see if I can... There we go. Different courses have different lap amounts depending on the length of the course. And this one is one of the longest courses in the game, so it's only 2 laps as opposed to, 5 or something. So I'm going to hold on to this fan, because if they choose to start hitting me with everything they've got, at least I'll have a way to sort of catch back up. Okay, so we're getting towards the end here. As soon as I do this jump... Actually, I'll do it right off the jump, that way I can keep the momentum as we're falling. Oh boy, I should have saved it. They're ghosting me. Alright, let's see if we can still pull this off. I got 2 snowmen. Get your clenches ready. But it looks like we should be good. Yeah, we're good. But you can see, if you look at the right side of the screen, you can see the AI placement. And if you watch closely when they're really far back, You'll see them rubber band like you've never seen rubber banding before. And I'll explain how rubber banding works in the next course here. Sunset Rock, beautiful course.
Do we have time for a quick donation?
Yep, go for it.
Oh, we have a $10 donation from Jaws77. Good luck on the run, Pete. The Doorknob community is here cheering you on.
Appreciate it, Jaws, thank you. Oops, okay, so I didn't get the fast start there. Fast starts in this game are really tricky. So the way rubber banding works in this game, it's a little weird compared to other racing games, in that only the person ahead of you will slow down. So for example, if I am in third place, and the AI, the first place AI, they will not slow down. They will keep going, which is what makes this game very dangerous in later tracks, because if you do fall too far behind, the AI will just gain a lead that you cannot recover from. Okay, let's start implementing... Oops, didn't pull it off. Tricks in this game are also kind of weird. You gotta hold... As you're crouched, you gotta hold your input. And while you're holding the input, the direction that you press right before the jump influences what trick you do. And then you can also hold with the C button. Ooh, wow, look at the coin count right now. Uh-oh. Hopefully this run isn't cursed. So yeah, the... As I was saying about the rubber banding, only the person ahead of you will slow down. So if you're in 4th place, only 3rd place will slow down for you, and 1st and 2nd place will continue to gain the lead. So that makes later courses against the final boss, essentially, which is Shinobin. He can gain incredible leads in the final course of this game, which is why it is not marathon safe. And that's why I had to have my sort of special conditions, because we can get stuck and walled. We can get stuck and walled on certain courses for multiple attempts if I'm retrying it anytime I lose. So here it looks weird that I'm sort of like moving up on the walls, right? You see me crouching, but you see me kind of like sliding backwards. The speed that I'm getting from my jump boost outweighs any time that I would lose from sort of like sliding up the walls. So that's why we do it. It looks weird, it looks like it would waste time instead of just like going through it normally, but the speed that I get from my jump boost adds up to kind of propel me through there faster. Alright, so now we should talk about weapons. Right now I have the bomb. Typically the game tends to give you the bomb while you're in first place, which is the absolute worst weapon. I actually feel like that weapon is a detriment, because typically whenever I use it, it ends up doing me more harm than good. Okay, we got Invisiboard, which is really important, so that way if they decide to pan, we'll be a little safer. Let's see if I can get a better angle here. So the bomb, when you shoot it, will explode in a vicinity, but you need to shoot it really far away from enemies, because if you shoot it too close, you're going to get caught in the blast. And it's messed me up more times than I'd like to admit. Wow, they are really all about these ghosts right now. So someone's about to pass me. I think it looks like Jam. But the best weapon that I'm going to be looking for are parachutes. Parachutes are hands, but mostly parachutes. Parachutes are the hardest to get in first place, because if I hit somebody with a parachute, not only is the homing attack better and easier to hit. Nice, I got that at the last second. You get 300 gold for landing that. But it shoots them up in the air and they fall down very slowly. But despite that, the rubber banding usually puts them back in the race faster than you'd like. But the main reason to shoot enemies is because you just want to keep them out of your hair for as long as possible. You don't want enemies constantly behind you shooting projectiles. You want to just delay them as much as you can. That's a mistake on my part there. You want to just delay them as much as you can so that you're not having to deal with getting shot at constantly. Okay, so Jam fell at that cliff, thankfully. Means we're safe. Yeah, parachutes are a little OP. So this is the OP combo right now. This is exactly what I want in first place. We want the parachute. We want the Invisiboard. The only thing about this game, unlike Snowboard Kids 2, which had a quality of life change, you cannot use the Invisiboard mid-jump. So once I've sort of locked into a crouch move like this, and I'm jumping, I cannot Invisiboard to avoid a pan. So anytime that I'm crouching or in the air, it's free reign to hit me with a pan. And this is actually pretty good pan luck so far in this course. We're pretty fortunate here. So I know I just jinxed it, and now I'm gonna get hit with like 3 pans in a row, which is a thing in Snowboard Kids. They can just decide to pummel you with pans, and there's nothing you can do about it. So I gotta
chime in real quick.
Go ahead. Yep, go ahead.
We've got a $10 donation from Jaws again. It says 6.5k hype because
Nice.
we just got $6,500. Woo!
Thank you, Jaws. I appreciate that. So the only thing that can really mess me up here is if I make a mistake, or if they keep hitting me with ghosts. Ghosts are really bad when you're in first, because it gives the AI a chance to catch up. And as you see, Jam here, even though he fell off that cliff, he is right behind me. But so far, so good. No pans. Another thing that you're going to want to pay attention to in this game is the way that my board interacts with slopes. A lot of the optimal lines through this game involve sort of manipulating my trajectory using the slopes that are present. Careful not to pick that up. So a lot of times you'll see me, like here for instance, right? If I jump into this wall and angle myself in such a way, I don't really lose any speed for gliding off that wall, even though it looks bad, you know, hitting up into the wall and sliding down it. It is way faster to do what I just did there than board through there normally. So the one thing that kind of opened my eyes up to just how amazing this game is in terms of that kind of tech is playing time trials. The time trials in this are so specific in terms of the lines and the angles and the slopes. If you're going to play this casual or as a speedrun, I'd highly suggest that you try time trials first. Because the RTA run for this and dealing with the AI and losing runs because you just get really bad luck can be a little frustrating, not going to lie. Okay, I'm actually going to use my Invisiboard here preemptively because this is the end. Because if I was jumping there, there's nothing I can do if I got hit by a pan, and Jam would potentially pass me by. Yeah, and when I started running this game, first of all, this is a childhood favorite of mine. I'm one of those people, I rented this from Blockbuster, fell in love with this game. This was a big rental series for people. A lot of people rented this game back in the day. It's kind of known for being that game that you rented, and then, you know, you forget all about until you see somebody streaming it. But I rented it, fell in love with it, bought it, and decided to start speedrunning this, I don't know, about a year ago, on and off here and there, nothing crazy. But I started with RTA runs, and recently I decided to start getting into the time trials for this game, and wow, night and day difference. Not having to deal with the AI in this is such a nice feeling. Alright, so here's another interesting thing about this game. The AI tends to evolve as you go through the courses. So I think it's like every 3 courses the AI ramps up. So now that we're onto the 4th track, the AI sort of levels up, I guess you can say. And they're going to become a little tougher. And I have lost quite a few runs to getting screwed at the end of Night Highway. Please. Oh, okay, that's super lucky. No, okay, welcome to Snowboard Kids. I thought I made it, but I didn't. So yeah, they flipped my board around, apparently, when I got back up. So instead of facing the direction that I needed to pan to end my fan, yep. This is what you deal with when you play this. I mean, Snowboard Kids, in a nutshell. So what was I saying? Yeah, so they turned me around. So instead of facing the right direction, they sent me off the cliff. So yeah, fun times. If you're prone to raging on stream while speedrunning a game, this may be the game for you if you're into that kind of thing. Anyway, let's get a fan going here so I can get away from the cluster of AI back here. That was a really bad turn. Now, if you notice something there, that blue box, the AI in this level, for whatever reason, really loves to put a rock behind that blue weapon pickup. So, or that blue defensive pickup. So I tried to avoid that like the plague, because typically if you go to pick up a blue power-up there, there's usually like a 50-50 chance. Ooh, okay, we just made it in there. There's usually a 50-50 chance that there's a rock right behind it. And in this course in particular, it's not... They do that on other courses, but this course in particular, for whatever reason, they love setting up a rock behind that blue item box. Alright, so let's see if we can get some gold here from Tricks. For marathons... Oop. Okay. we still got in there. So there's a specific way that I want to try and go through that section there so I can hit this shortcut. And I should note that Tommy, out of all the characters, has the worst controls in the game. So the starboard kind of offsets that, but he definitely has the hardest time when it comes to turning and cornering. Let's see if we can hit him. Nope. Now, here's the dangerous thing. When I pass in front of Jam, yep, he's trying to shoot me. The AI tends to reserve... Oh, please. Okay, at least it wasn't the hand. The AI tends to reserve all of their arsenal, all of their weapons for you. They don't really shoot one another. The only time they shoot one another is if you're nearby them and they miss you because you use an Invisiboard, then their item will sort of lock on to whatever AI is closest. But everything that they use goes to you. It's incredibly unbalanced and aggravating. You just gotta learn to deal with it. Okay, I wasn't sure if that was gonna be a pan or not, but by using the Invisiboard, it prevented that parachute from locking onto me. And parachute in this level is really devastating because there's a lot of downhills. And if you hit somebody with the parachute as you're going downhill or on like a big ramp jump, you're floating all the way down, and it can lose you a ton of time. So let's check. Is there a rock? I'm going to chance it. Oh, okay, we're good. Got an Invisiboard. Getting an Invisiboard is actually quite rare in first place as well. So it's good that I'm getting these. See if I can get a better weapon than Bomb. Snowman... I'd say Snowman is a little better than Bomb, but Snowman does not lock on. Snowman just bounces off walls. So you got to have some good skill shots to make use of it. Alright, we're going into the final lap here. Just believe me, if the fun is just beginning when it comes to the AI in this game. I'm ready to have a good time with it and laugh about it later on when you guys get to see Quicksand Valley or Silver Mountain or Mount Silver. Especially Ninja Land. Oh boy, it's gonna be fun. Okay, so that's a clean entrance to the shortcut. That was probably about a millisecond or two too soon. But if you're in the middle of a crouch and you sort of hit like a lip or a jump in this, it's going to interrupt your crouch. Okay, so this is the final lap, and we got Linda coming in, but luckily we had a hand to deal with her and push her off the ledge. What comes around goes around with the AI in this game. They get what they deserve. Now we just gotta hope that I don't hit a blue box by mistake. I also am not going to be tricking anymore because I don't want to mistakenly... Because I don't need any more money. I'm good on money. Oh my word. Here comes the double ghost. End of the third lap. Okay, Nancy missed the shot. Okay, I should have tried to go for that blue box. Alright. Time to go in the focus mode. I don't need an Invisiboard here. I need a pan. Okay, good. The AI actually helped me out there. Oh, and she got hit by a parachute, too. Okay, select that rock up. That was gonna go real poorly for me if, oh, jeez. Come on, game. Don't do it to me. Don't do it to me. No ghost on the end of the third lap, please. Oh, no. Come on. Get your clenches ready. This is gonna be a close one. I'm going uphill. Oh, she's tricking ahead of me. Oh, no! Okay, well, that's why we have the rule that if I lose a race, we don't retry. Because that's a prime example of Snowboard Kids for you right there. We continue on. Now, if we were following the actual RTA rules of this game, it would force me to reset the entire track and do it all over again, but for a marathon setting, that's just not fun for anybody. Because these courses are pretty long.
Ready?
Do you mind me reading a short message?
Yep, go right ahead.
I would like to remind everyone that if you want to support ESA, you can also sub to the Twitch channel, and that the first 800 subs will be matched by a $2.50 donation from HyperX. So get in those subs and get them read out on stream, because I can thank One If by Land and Truyakis701 for subbing earlier. Thank you.
So now that we got that out of the way, not that donation, I mean the loss. Now I can feel a little better because now it's stress-free. Stress-free in terms of, I don't need to worry about losing any other tracks because we've already got the first loss out of the way. And I know it might be like, oh, casual kind of playthrough kind of thing, but the people that have played Snowboard Kids or run this game, you know what's up. You know exactly what's up with this game. Okay, so Grass Valley is probably my weakest, one of my weakest tracks. I'm pretty bad at some of the cornering in this and the jump boosting optimizations through here. This is a really tricky course when it comes to trying to set up your crouches and jump boosts. Ooh, as you can see. And sometimes I just need to accept that I'm going to run into... Ooh, that was actually really nice. By me making the mistake of running into the wall, it avoided that parachute. I'm just going to say that that was completely planned, by the way. I meant to do that. Because I knew they were going to shoot that parachute, obviously. So getting hit by a parachute there would be way worse than bonking the wall. Now, because I'm ghosted here, I can't take a shortcut. There's a shortcut that I can take over there. But you need a decent amount of speed to kind of hit it. So I'm going to take this way. I think it loses about 4 or 5 seconds if I go this way as opposed to the shortcut. But if you miss the shortcut, it wastes a ton of time. So it's pretty important that I only go for it when I'm sure I can get it. Yeah, welcome to Grassboard, kids. This is sort of the thing that a lot of people make fun about this game, is the fact that only a couple of courses in the entire game involve snowboarding. Everything else is on, like, grass, sand, planks of wood.
Can I give a quick shout out?
Go right ahead.
So, thank you, Alpacalypse, for donating 5 subs and resubbing. And also, thank you, PMC Trilogy, for the $40 donation. The comment with that is, good luck with the run, Pete. Go ESA.
Oh, thanks so much, PMC. So yeah, we're just getting started here in terms of the harder courses. This is usually the first place where a lot of people start to get walled when they're first learning this game on like a fresh save file. This is the first real challenge, and I told myself I wasn't going to bring it up, but I just had too much fun watching it yesterday. I don't know if any of you caught Spike Vegeta streaming this game for the first time on his channel yesterday. On a blind playthrough where he had never played it before, it took him 8 hours to beat this game. He gave himself an 8-minute time limit, and or 8-hour time limit, and he just beat it under the time limit. So I want to give Spike a shout out for enduring. He called it a punishment, which he definitely was not having the best of times with this game, but for this course in particular, just as an example, right, as a casual playthrough for someone playing this for the first time, on a clean save, you can get stuck on certain courses in this game for hours, and I'm ghosted again, so I can't take the shortcut. I just thought it was really entertaining, and if any of you are looking for a really fun first playthrough of Snowboard Kids, I'd recommend you check out his VOD. Especially if you're a fan of someone feeling like they're getting tortured playing a game for the first time. But I found it highly enjoyable. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is bonk the wall. I do that because if I would have continued there, Nancy was getting into the lift, and if the light isn't red, it'll force me to fall down on the ground. So you sort of use the wall bonk strat, which will not knock me down, but it will allow me enough time to slow down so that I can get in cleanly. Oh my goodness. Honestly, this beginning section of this level is probably one of my least favorites in the entire game. Those turns are such a pain. Trying to retry here. Oop. Oh yeah, the ghosts, they're out for me with the ghosts in this game. It's funny because, like, if you were to submit a marathon safe estimate for this game, you need to account losing... Ooh, I just realized we're on the 3rd lap. Okay, I need to actually focus here. You'd need, like, an extra 20 minutes, I'd say, to have, like, a safe marathon estimate. So, like, an hour is fine if you're not retrying tracks, but you'd probably need an extra 20 minutes to account for the fact that you're probably going to lose tracks and retry. Oh, man, okay. So, taking the left path, oh my word, taking the left path in the beginning at least, You avoid the AI. The one thing that you want to try and do in this is avoid the AI as much as possible, so that way they're not pelting you constantly with power-ups. So the first lap, for sure, is much better to take that way. So it's sort of a preference thing. I never timed it exactly, but I know a lot of the top runs and time trials and RTA runs of this, everybody always took the left path, so I said, all right, looks like we're taking the left path when I learn this game. So I just go with it, because that's what I know the best. Alright, normally I would go for the shortcut here, but I'm not going to risk it. I would have liked to have shown it off in the first or second lap. Because third lap is risky, because if I miss it, I'm going to lose. Like, guaranteed. So I would have liked to have shown it off. Essentially what you do is you just gain enough speed, and then you jump at a very specific moment. Ooh, wow, that... Whew. That would have been a classic Snowboard Kids moment right there. Holy moly. Snowman right at the end of the track. But luckily we avoided it. Yeah, it's a pretty tricky shortcut. It's probably the hardest trick to do in the run, I'd say.
Great.
Alright, Dizzyland.
Ready? Go!
This is where things start getting really difficult for people when they first start playing this. The turns here start getting sharper. Oh wow, I really thought that was going to give me the boost. Yeah, you gotta be really precise with the timing. Sometimes it's best to wait like an extra millisecond. And here I'm waiting an extra long time because I wanted to make sure I got the jump boost. I tried to avoid it, so that my momentum would carry on the jump itself. So here's the one thing about being in 4th or 3rd, which is actually a legit strat for later levels. When you're in 3rd or 4th, the chances of you... Oh shoot, I'm not paying attention to my money. Yeah, so you bonk off of weapon power-ups if you don't have money. Fun. But it's no big deal. We'll get back up there. What was I going to say? Right, so if you're in 3rd or 4th place, it determines what kind of items you're going to get in traditional... Like, see here, I got the pan because I'm in 4th place. I'm going to hold this until right here, so that way when I pass them, they can't shoot me with anything. So in later levels like Quicksand Valley or Silver Mountain or Ninja Lands, it can be a strat to purposefully try and put yourself into 3rd or 4th place in the middle or beginning of the final lap. And then you'll tend to get a pan, so that way you can use it to flatten everybody right at the end of the lap and kind of pass them by. And I used to do that quite a bit when I was first doing this game, doing the runs. Because well, when we get to Ninja Land, I'll explain the complications of that track and the AI, because it is so trolly. We'll get there when we get there. Yeah, that's the nice thing about Snowboard Kids. The presentation, beautiful game. The colors are wonderful. The music, as far as I'm concerned, one of the best soundtracks in a racing game ever, period. No contest for me. Every song, incredibly catchy. The tracks are still beautiful to look at. A lot of people would argue that this game hasn't aged well, and I don't disagree with them when it comes to the rubber banding and the AI. I think we want to look past those kind of games these days. But it has that old school difficulty, that old school feel that you don't really get anymore from a lot of arcade racers. But let's face it, if you're playing a game like this, you're kind of like signing up for unfair RNG and AI, right? I think if you're a fan of these kind of games, you're kind of used to it. I personally am more of a fan of the first game. I know that's a very unpopular opinion, but it's mostly just nostalgia speaking. When I played Snowboard Kids 2, I didn't really like the direction that they took the game. I like the purity of Snowboard Kids 1. I like the fact that this game is focused just purely on racing. Where Snowboard Kids 2 started introducing sort of like mini-games and additional tasks to get through it, and I wasn't feeling it as much as just the simple nature of this game. And the music, I just kind of missed the music, the tracks. Snowboard Kids 2 is an amazing game, don't get me wrong. But I kind of just have an affinity for this one. By the way, if I get panned on the water here, this is probably the best place in the game I can get panned, because as soon as I get back up, I instantly regain my momentum. So we don't lose too much speed. And we have the ultimate combo right now. We got Parachute and Invisiboard going into the third lap, which is good. I will admit, too, I am not doing the best of jobs showcasing all the different tech and like jump boosts that you can do in this game. Because usually, I personally need to stay pretty focused in this to count in my head, because doing this, right, like I'm always trying to keep track in my head. Oop, now we got a bomb. I'm always trying to keep track in my head when I'm able to do the jump boost, so constantly commentating is making it a little tough. So there's way more cool things that you can see me doing that I'm not, because I just don't want to mess it up. Because if I mess up things and bonk into the wall and fall down, that's where things start getting messy. But trust me, watch like the world record run for this or something, and you'll see like top optimal gameplay. And I encourage anybody, if you've never done a speedrun before, and you have a love for Snowboard Kids, this is a great starter speedrun game. You know, yes, it's going to cause a lot of frustration, but the payoff of finishing a run of this game is quite high. Because it's hard to finish a run of this without losing a race. And you can continue if you lose a race, but you're going to lose a lot of time.
Would you like me to read a donation?
Go right ahead. Yeah, it's fine.
So we got $10 from Josh Blades saying, "Good luck, Pete. Show those kids who's boss."
Appreciate that. Oops. That's me trying to read chat in this game. Hard to read chat and play this, because the second that I try to, I get panned. Alright. Third lap, looks like we're okay. Now we get into the meat of the game. This is normally the final track in the game. Once you come in first place on everything else, you unlock Quicksand Valley, which is where the real game begins. Yeah, and Icky in chat brings up a good point. I should mention that Snowboard Kids 1 had a little-known port to the PlayStation 1 a year later. It's known as Snowboard Kids Plus.
Ready?
Adds a few new characters,
Go!
updates the character models a little bit to make them pretty hideous, in my opinion. I'd say if you're going to choose a version of this to play, absolutely play the N64 version. Alright, so here... This is the wall of the run, as it's referred to. And, oh my word. Don't hit the wall. Okay, that's fine. So, you're gonna see the thing about this course coming up here. There's a left path and a right path branch that you have the option of choosing from, both of which lead to a quicksand turn. And this quicksand turn is incredibly difficult. Even top players of this game still have a chance of falling. And I haven't been playing this nearly as long as some of them, and even they struggle with this sometimes. So the strat that a lot of us use, gotta be careful how I use that icicle, is we bonk off this wall to lose speed. I'm actually gonna do it again just to be safe. Kind of like go up here to lose speed. And, okay. You have to lose enough speed so that you can go through that turn without falling, because if you go through there at full speed, it is somehow possible to go through there at full speed without slowing down. I have never been able to do it, so I'm definitely not going to be attempting that for a marathon run. But yeah, the safe strat that a lot of people will do is they will forcefully slow themselves down. So that way we lose enough speed to get through there. Now, this is usually where most people give up on this game, because getting first on this track is highly dependent on not falling there. Because don't forget how rubber banding works in this game. If you're in third place, the first place racer continues to accelerate and not slow down for you. So it is possible that first place will just get such a lead in this course that you will never be able to catch up to them no matter what. So that's why it's important to never really fall out of second place in this track. First or second. Because if you're in third a little too long, first place can get a little out of hand. This track is all about cornering, so if any of you decide to play this game casually, the one thing I'll recommend is don't use a board that's fast, use a board with really good turning and handling. Because that will help get you through the quicksand turns. I'm taking these turns incorrectly. Like here I should be doing a jump boost. I just want to make sure not to hit. Yeah, that tends to be why I don't choose to do a jump boost through there, because it's kind of tough to not hit the wall or hit that blue item box when you have an invisible board. So usually this course, I only do like 1 or 2 jump boosts, and everything else is all down the cornering. Alright, so here we go again. We're going to play this extra safe, slow down here, get a speed loss there, hopefully. Nope, we're not going to make it. So even with that speed loss, it's still not good enough. It's just how the course goes. And this is probably the main reason why this game is so not marathon safe, because it's a very long course. And it's very likely to lose this. Okay, so we can get a jump boost here. Make sure I take a specific angle on this wall so I don't bonk. When I first started playing this again, after so many years, and I got to this course, I think I got stuck here for about 3 hours trying to beat this level on a fresh game save. Not today, Nancy. I can snowman myself, by the way. That rebound on that snowman can hit me and backfire. Yeah, so the right path is faster. The left path is considered easier and safer, but it is just as difficult, in my opinion. Like, it is still really hard. The turn isn't quite as sharp. See if I can get a better weapon here, because Jam is starting to pull ahead a bit. Gotta go for the jump boost here if I can. Nope, didn't get it. Had a bad angle there. I had to let go sooner than I wanted to because I didn't want to bonk the wall. See if I can get the right angle here finally. Yep. Shoot. Okay, I gotta use my invisiboard. I needed to gamble and go for this ghost. I can't let Jam get too far ahead. I gotta slow him down. Now it's very important that I don't miss this turn coming up. Okay, we're gonna wait a little bit. Oh, he's double ghosted. Very nice. Of course. Pan. Okay, I'm gonna save that pan. And we had the wrong angle coming off the slope. Alright, so let's hope that this pan can save me. Chances are I'm probably gonna lose this race. We'll see what happens. I kinda actually want to stay in third here to try and guarantee another pan from the next item pickup. See what happens. We might be okay. It's going to depend a lot on how this next turn and weapon pickup goes. Okay, we need something... A ghost would be good. Perfect. We should be good unless I get panned. Oh my goodness! He had an invisiboard to deal with the pan and the hands. Welcome to Snowboard, kids. Okay. But we continue on. That's just Quicksand Valley. Would have been nice to win it, but that's just how things go. Silver Mountain. Nah, you just gotta laugh it off. Now, if this was a real run, I'd be raging like crazy. But we've got special rules in place. Alright, not getting the jump boost on this course is really unfortunate because you're kind of on flat ground and it takes a bit to get momentum going. Timing on quick starts is one of the hardest in a racing game that I've ever tried. It's like delayed after the go, it's really weird. In a way, I'm not even upset that all this craziness goes on. Oh, I forgot, you gotta jump on the first jump. Distracted. Just so that people get to see how crazy Snowboard Kids can be with AI and rubber banding. That's my fault. I'm not focusing. So yeah, Perfect example of how not to use an icicle weapon, because if you use it in front of you, you can hit the person when they form an icicle. So this is one of the worst courses to get the ice weapon, because it's very tight corridors, so it's very, very easy to sort of hit them and not be able to avoid them. This is another course where jump boosting is really hard because it's very windy. There's not a lot of straight paths. We're gonna go for this to try and pull ahead here. There's a board. Of course. Come on. Of the 3 later courses, though, this is by far the easier of the 3, in my opinion. We'll catch up, though. Because the good thing about being in 4th is we're going to get a lot of pans, we're going to get a lot of ghosts. Items will play to our advantage here. I actually should have looked at the map. That was a very bad time for me to use the ghost, because Linda was just getting in the lift, which makes the ghost not really effective. You want to use that while she's racing. So I'm going to wait until she's off the lift and I see her moving again, like right now. That way I get bang for my buck out of it. Yeah, this level uses the N64 to its limits. That coveted fog that we all know and love from N64 is put to good use here. So the one thing that makes this course kind of tough the first time, though, is you can't really see where you're going and what's coming up. So it kind of forces you to memorize the course. Alright, we need to make sure that we're... Oh, man, it did not jump in time. That's alright. We just gotta make sure that we're keeping Linda in check. Because she can get such a lead that I won't be able to catch her.
Can I jump in with a quick message?
Sure.
Earlier I talked about the super comfy t-shirts that ESA sells now, but there's also a hoodie, which is perfect for like the cold spring days that may be coming. So head over to speedrunstore.com and get one of the ESA hoodies. They're super good, and you can support ESA that.
Wow, what a time to get hit by a parachute. On the highest jump. The slowest way down possible. Alright, we got the pan, though. Perks of being in last place. That is the danger of snowboard kids, too, is if you fall into... like, 3rd or 4th place or something, you kind of get stuck with the AI, and it's really hard to pull away from them. Because they tend to kind of keep hitting you with stuff, and it can be hard to catch back up if you remain back here too long. Okay, one of the few areas where I can jump boost safely. Invisiboard, not really what I'm looking for, though, to be honest here. I need more ghosts. Okay, I want to purposely fall in the 3rd place here with Slash so that I can ghost Linda. Slash? Oh my word. Oh, but good timing. Okay. Wait, hold on. Oh, I activated my Invisiboard. I'm like, wait a minute, did I have an Invisiboard activated? Yeah, I activated it to try and get ghosts. I thought for a second there, how did I just avoid that? AI helping me out. Okay, so these ghosts will be very helpful. Finally get that jump, but she might hit me here. Anytime you pass by AI in this, it's like a death trap. Because they hold their weapons for you, specifically. Make sure I get a really hard angle to the right there, not to bonk that wall. Alright, this is where Silver Mountain tends to get really trollish. Oh my word, what the heck? I was going for the advanced strats. Okay, here, let me talk out what I had in mind there. I activated Invisiboard. I was going to shoot Slash with a bomb, so that way I wouldn't get hit by it, presumably. Pretty sure that's how that works. But instead, I instantly picked up the icicle. Right as I shot my bomb, shot Slash with the icicle, bonked into the icicle, and lost my invisibility. Okay, that's a new interaction for me. But it's moments like that that make this run entertaining for viewers, at least. Okay, we got a pan. We're gonna need to use that right now. Going for the swag strats and failing miserably. Okay, the hand is pretty good here because it prevents him from shooting me because he's knocked down for long enough, so hopefully we get a good item here. Invisible. Ooh, fan is exactly what I was hoping for. Being careful not to bonk the walls because it makes you lose the fan. Oh, here we go. I knew it was coming. Come on. Really bad place to get slowed, too, because there's no momentum in a downhill. Okay, but we still got it. I've lost so many runs to getting panned there at the last second. Or hit with something, and then they just come right by you. This run's getting your anxiety to a whole new high. Tell me about it when I'm on PB pace, and you can lose the run at any moment, which is what makes this run very much anxiety-inducing. Alright, we are on Ninja Land.
Ready?
This is an interesting one.
Go!
So, here's the thing about Ninja Land. You go up against Shinobin, and the thing that makes that character so brutal is the fact that he always has invisiboards. So I want to take this angle here on that slope, which sets me up for a jump boost here. It's very hard, if not even possible, to get a jump boost on that ramp unless you take that very specific setup and path on that right ramp, that slope. So Shinobin has invisiboards. I got to take a bonk here to slow down. Planned just how I wanted it. So every lap, anytime Shinobin picks up a blue power-up, it's always an invisiboard. So anytime that you try and pan him, anytime that you try and shoot him, he will have an invisiboard ready to go. Which means, if he gets a lead, it can be almost impossible to catch up if you are not getting ghosts or the correct weapons, or the AI isn't spamming things as well. So having Slash in the lead here, I'm actually just going to go for the... Oh, no, never mind. I'm going to be trying to go for ghosts more often than I normally would in other tracks, because I need to keep the AI in check. Even if it is Slash and not Shinobin, you got to make sure that they don't get too much of a lead going. So you got to keep them in check. Because like I mentioned with the rubber banding in this, if you're in third, first place is not going to slow down for you. They're going to just keep speeding up. And I think Shinobin ignores that rule. I don't think that guy ever slows down, to be honest. So it's pretty fortunate that he's not in first right now. This course is 9 laps, which obviously for something that's as short as this... Oh my... Okay. Please. Okay. No! Oh my god. Just standard Snowboard Kid stuff, you know how it is. I seriously thought I beat her in there. The one good thing about being in fourth on a lift is that it gives you an extra boost when you come off the lift. Okay, I gotta start doing some more tricks here to get some more money. I tend to avoid the tricks because... Ooh, that was bad. Because I can't correct my trajectory. Like here, I can't really do a trick because I would have collided with the wall 100%. Okay, somebody laid a rock right there. Which is why you tend to want to jump boost over that ramp so you don't have to deal with that. Let's just get these for safety. Not using my bombs here. I'm going to do this here because I don't trust Nancy. But now this is where things start getting dangerous. You're noticing Shinobin getting a pretty hefty lead here, so I'm going to have to go out of my way to get blue item boxes to try and ghost him. Ugh. Okay, so when an AI picks up a weapon box or a defensive box in front of you, you can't pick it up. You have to wait for it to respawn. Okay, so let's pan him, try and prevent him. Nope. Now notice his player portrait. He did not flatten because he had invisiboard. Can I get that? Nope. So every lap he's going to refresh his invisiboard, which makes keeping him in line very difficult. That was my rock? Okay, that makes it even better if that was mine. I don't remember laying a rock there, though. Alright, let's see if we can ice him. Yep, okay, so we baited out his Invisiboard, which is good. Okay, a ghost. Man, I am really tempted to keep this ghost for the last lap. Ooh, parachute, please. Okay. Come on. He's got another Invisiboard. Unbelievable. I'm gonna ghost him here to try and beat him into the lift. Don't shoot me, please. Okay. Alright, the last 3 laps are where the things that I do really start mattering.
Can I read a quick donation before that?
Sure.
We have a $25 donation from Sam the Test Monkey, without a comment. Thank you for your generosity.
Alright. So now I'm going to be going... Normally, if I go for the blue item boxes, it kind of makes jump boosting not possible or really difficult. But I think I'm going to value defensive items right now and the chance to get a ghost or an Invisiboard over anything else at the moment. Double ghosted right as I get on the lift. That's good timing, because as you're on the lift, the ghost persists. So when I jump off here, they should be pretty much gone. So that's actually beneficial that it happened to me there. But double ghost can be devastating in this. It can be almost impossible to recover if that happens on final lap. Ooh, I missed that. See, that's what I mean. Jump boosting, you got to get just the right angle. Like, I'm not going to go for the jump boost here because I want this item pickup. A fan. Okay, that's really... Oh my word. That's really good. I'm going to keep this for the final lap. And there goes Shinobin flying by. I can't keep it for final lap now. Oh no, that was Slash. Hopefully beat him here. Okay, good. The fan choice was very good. Final lap, here we go. Time is going to be when I cross the finish line. I got to try and get a better weapon. Bomb is not going to do me any good. I'm closing in on Slash, though. He got my weapon power up. I could have probably grabbed that. See if I can hit him when he lands. Ooh, Invisiboard. That's not what I want. And we're just going to shoot it here and hope for the best. Ghost, exactly what I needed. We hit him with the hand, we ghosted him and slowed him as long as he doesn't shoot me with something. And as long as I don't bonk that wall, time. So that's a good finish for Ninja Land. The course itself was a bad time. But just finishing in first, in your first try of this is, pretty good. Because as you can see, things get pretty crazy in the last lap. Nerves of a Cow. That's the first time I've heard that one. Anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed the run. Not the best showing of optimal play of Snowboard Kids, but it's always a fun time to show Snowboard Kids and the scene things that can go on with rubber bending, AI, all the craziness, the clench moments, the good music. Hopefully it's been fun for you. And yeah, we'll prepare for the next runner. Thanks for watching.
Yeah, thank you for your run, and I also have a quick announcement to make. The next run will be Remnants of This, all chapters by Snowball. It's a new run, a filler run, so stay tuned